Morning, bodybuilding, bikini, figure. Can you manage that whilst working in the corporate world? A few questions that we're going to answer after these. Hi guys, welcome back to Find Fit People. This is Gilbert. It's the platform that helps you connect with the best mind in the industries, whether it be fitness, health, sports related. Today, we have a very exciting and very interesting specimen. She works for an oil company, which is called the ExxonMobil. She's an information manager, and she claims that she's an amateur, but I don't believe that though. She's an amateur in bodybuilding or figure and bikini. She did her first show in Pure Elite World Championship last November 2018. And now we've got the privilege to ask her a few questions about her preparation about the Physical Culture Association, which is on September 2020. So please help me welcome with Grant Goes, Miss Rachel Passfield, aka Raven. Good morning.
I got to ask straight away. Would you prefer Rachel or Raven?
Yeah, Raven. Yeah,
Rachel. Rachel. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I used to call her Raven even before I found out about your name. Oh, hi, Raven. Yeah.
That's nice. It means the nickname's sticking. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanks for coming to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling today?
Good. Really good.
I'm gonna ask you a quick, straight question. Why bikini? I mean, why bikini? Why figure? Why weight training whilst working in a corporate environment?
I lost a lot of weight a couple of years ago, and it was like a 8-week transformation thing I did. I found a coach online, and it was really successful. So I decided that I wanted to have the body of a competitor. Didn't actually have it in my mind that I wanted to compete. As the time went on, I was talking to girls and seeing them getting ready for shows, having their bikinis made.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds pretty good.
Can I ask you that process when you saw the bikinis being made? Because it's quite an in-depth process, right? Like they go through so hard. It's like a wedding dress nearly.
Yes.
It's
you have
like, whoa.
Lots of fittings. And of course, because your measurements change so much in a small amount of time.
True, yeah.
Especially leading up to a show. So you'll have measurements taken 6 months out from the show, perhaps.
Right.
And it's guesswork. So you're like, how much weight am I going to lose over the next few months?
Exactly.
And then you generally have another fitting just before the show.
So you basically work your training and nutrition around to fit in that bikini.
Just make sure you speak that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So what inspires you to, to aim for that physique?
It goes back to when I was growing up. I was always had a few weight problems. I was always a little bit overweight. I got really teased at school, and when I found bodybuilding and realised that I can actually do it, and I was really good at it. I'm very results driven. So when I saw the results, I saw my body changing. I thought that gave me the fire to work even harder.
So it got you into a position that you get really motivated, and
yes,
it fuels your.
And that's why trying to fit it around my job, I didn't see it as much of a stumbling block as I think most people would.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if I've got this goal, this is what I have to do. If it means waking up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym before work, I'll do that.
You would.
There's a lot you take out. I mean, how long have you been in the corporate world for now?
Oh, since I was 17.
Isn't it?
So I've been in this industry since 17. So
There's a lot of discipline.
So what exactly do you do? What exactly do you do in the corporate world? Because I want to understand the amount of stress that you have to deal with, office colleagues.
I basically design and build what's called a content management platform. So I build databases to look after project information.
So you're a tech genius.
I'm a big geek. And my projects are mostly in war countries. So I've actually worked in Iraq since 2011. It's slightly different now that we live in Dubai and we travel in every so often, whereas before I used to be purely based in Iraq.
That's why I asked you, because I met you a couple of times in the gym before I truly understand what you do and what you are. I thought at the beginning, obviously, because you look the part, you've got an amazing physique. So I thought you're, obviously, in my head, it's a perception. You're an instructor. You're an experienced athlete. And then, when I invited you on Instagram, I saw you wearing a tactical suit. So I said, "Shit, she's a badass." So I thought you were a spy. I said, "What do you do?" And then on your next post, you got a Converse and a high heel.
I remember.
So that message.
The contrast,
exactly. So that's exactly what I said to you. You're like a walking contradiction, because especially in the place we are in Dubai, like women are perceived that you shouldn't be lifting weights, you shouldn't be in the gym, and especially the gym you go at, it's like 99% is male.
Yes.
And you're the only female now. Your friend Michelle as well, that really dive into the free weight section, because I got female clients and I train females that are not. No, that's the male section. No, it's not. That's the gym.
You get funny looks when you walk into the weight section. But I think, especially the gym that we're at, you'll know the guys know us now. When we first start going to the gym, not just in Dubai but anywhere, people kind of look at the girls walking into the weight section and think, "What are you doing here?" Cardio bunnies, the treadmill's that way.
Do you think it's a Dubai stigma, or
you should be in the treadmill?
I think it's
Is it? Yeah.
Totally.
Sure. But I think people are getting used to it now. The fitness industry, especially competitive bodybuilding, I think in women is becoming more popular. Especially this year, the Olympia are bringing back Miss Olympia.
Where? Here in Dubai?
No. The Olympia in Vegas. So
Miss Olympia.
This year they're bringing back the ladies bodybuilding.
It
was banned for 5 years. So I think there's more people are more ready for this now than would be 5 years ago.
So population is becoming more liberated. But I think here in Dubai, it's still a bit of a shock of a system, because like you've said, it's not very exposed. It's only the last 2 years that they've recognized in the Dubai Muscle Show that there's bikini or figure competition.
Yeah,
but
I think last year was the first year.
Okay.
First they brought it back, because it was banned before then. They've reinstated it just for.
So
how do you deal? Yeah, how do you deal with those feedbacks? Like when they tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't be here. You should."
Everybody's got an opinion. Everyone's gonna have
of course.
Everyone's talking.
Whether it's girls doing competitive bodybuilding or what you decide to eat. People are always going to have an opinion on anything.
They already assume that you got everything on point, right?
I think the worst feedback I get, or the one that hits me more, is when I get it from the guys at work.
Okay.
My family and friends are really supportive, but the guys at work, when they'll mention things like about your weight, when you're changing throughout the year, I think people just need to be a bit careful before they...
Does that get into your head?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It affects you?
Because you wouldn't talk about a woman's weight if she wasn't a bodybuilder. Why talk about it now? And after being so lean, if you've dieted for a show or something like that, when you start to put on weight again, it really gets in your mind. I'm still a woman at the end of the day. I still don't want to carry extra weight than I have to.
We all think about ours.
But exactly. I mean, nobody knows that, right? Until you've really been in the industry and you've met people that what they go through. Because my ex-wife used to compete for figure, but what push her off is obviously when it starts getting a little bit more intense, because it's a selfish sport, and then women are starting gearing up. So for her, it's like she doesn't want to dive down or go on that path. I got a question for you, but we're gonna ask you that after a couple of reminders.
Okay.
We've all been there, hours searching the internet, asking friend upon friend, making call after call, trying to find the right fitness professional, health specialist, or sports coach. So much time, energy, and even money spent only to find more problems than solutions. Well, now, with the Find Fit People platform, you can find all the available professionals with the skills you need in an instant. We've removed all the barriers by establishing a community of many different skilled health specialists, sports coaches, and fitness professionals that are alerted immediately once you've posted your request. In under 30 seconds, you can attract multiple professionals with the right skills to help you achieve the result you want. It's simple, fast, and free. Find us online at www.findfitpeople.com or download the Find Fit People app from Apple or Google Play stores so you can find fit people today.
Welcome back, guys. Again, we were talking about how to manage a corporate lifestyle whilst committing to a very demanding sport, which is the field of bikini show. And now Rachel is upscaling. Obviously, she's preparing for a figure competition, which is in the next 4-6 months.
Yeah, September. So 6 months.
Tell us the difference, because you said that your entry level was bikini, and then now you're preparing for figure. I mean, for me, I see a woman in bikini, I don't complain. So, you know what I mean? It's like, so what's the difference?
It's a process. You know, when you first start out bodybuilding competitively, you're going to have a smaller level of muscle mass. So bikini is a very softer look. Figure is more muscle mass. You know, you see more definition in the muscles.
So it's becoming more detailed.
Yes, and also it's all about the symmetry of the body. So it's much more of a focus on the shape of the body than like a whole overall beach body package.
But isn't that what they do in bikini?
Not
as well?
As much. It's more like a. It's so tough to explain. It is the beach body look.
Okay.
In comparison to actually having.
Do you still go to the beach?
Density.
Do you still go to the beach then, because you're not in the bikini category? Is that what you're saying?
I don't have time to go to the beach. You know, with my job. And
You look pretty tan. Yeah. How do you acquire that tan though? You're more tan than me, and I'm Asian. You're more tan than me, and I'm Asian.
Thanks.
Okay, so is it fair to say that figure is a lot more demanding now compared to bikini, because now you're measured in terms of the metric is now what, size and definition?
Yeah, and symmetry.
Is there posing? What's the difference between posing and bikini and figure?
Completely different.
The reason why I'm asking is because there may be women out there that, maybe I'm interested to dive into that, since you said that that's your entry level, because a lot of women thinks, as like my question earlier, like, that's easy, they just stand in the stage, but they don't know the process. So you coming from that point, kind of give them a bit of clarity. Okay, so this is where I can start.
Yeah, I think people give bikini competitors a hard time and say, you know, anyone who's got a decent enough body and can go to the gym a few times a week can compete in bikini. It's not that way. You still have to work out hard with weights, you know.
How many hours do you say?
I would do like an hour and a half, 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week.
Yep.
Which is manageable around a job. I would say the more stressful it gets is closer to a show.
Yeah, totally.
Because you have a lot more cardio to do.
And then you're
before
depleted
my show,
with...
I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day, so trying to fit
2
that,
hours?
on
top of training?
top of weight training. So you try and manage, or you plan your week around the weekend. So I have a weekend here.
Okay.
You know, obviously get my weekends off. So I will always
lucky.
plan one. I'll always, exactly. If I was a fitness professional, I wouldn't get that. But I would plan one of my rest days to be on the weekend and another during the week.
Okay.
But I would have to do cardio before work. I'll be, like I said earlier, I'll be getting...
Like waking up at like 4 o'clock in the morning or 5, yeah? It's a beautiful time in the morning.
Get to the gym for 5.
Yeah.
Closer to a show, you have to take more check-in pictures for a coach. So I'll be waking up trying to take pictures of myself, measure myself and weigh myself, then go to the gym.
Constantly.
Yeah. And
So
then
what's
get to work.
What's on we're going that line there at the moment. What are some of the issues that you face and how did you deal with them?
In regards to long-term training, or
Well, I
just
might be saying
for-
like,
Personally,
even
yeah.
if you had to wake up at 4 o'clock, was it like, I got to smash that alarm
Oh
clock,
God,
or I
my
had to get someone to throw
my
water over my
cortisol
face?
levels are through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
My stress was, of course, you're tired.
Yeah.
Your food is minimal, and it gets decreasing by the week, if not by the day.
Yeah.
So you're hungry, you're tired, your strength levels decrease as well.
How did you deal with that?
Not very well.
And what? Yeah, I mean, this is a lame question. I've heard this many times. You choose your own suffering. What? Why? Why that? It's from what
Totally,
you've
yeah.
said. I've got nothing against it. Absolutely, I totally respect people that have that discipline. But why though? It's like you
Why put
already
myself through it?
you already identified that my cortisol level is high, my energy level is slow. So it's like your adaptive energy from work to the gym and prepping and everything. It's like it sounds to me like it's like a downward spiral. So how do you motivate yourself to do that? And how can we motivate the audience that might be thinking that, hang on a minute, that sounds scary. You know what I mean?
I think if you want something hard enough, you'll do whatever it takes to get that goal.
It's a good philosophy. It takes a really strong mindset to
And, you know, I
get into
think-
that kind of pain and threshold.
Exactly. I think even minor changes can help so much. Like I said, if you wake up earlier, go to bed earlier. You know, I think some people will be like, I can't wake up at 5 a.m. But if you go to bed,
Did you go to bed earlier?
yeah, I'm in bed for like 7.
You're in bed at 7.
Wait, was
I'm
it
so
easy to do
tired
that?
after the gym, then I'll
true,
just crash out.
I was messaging you at 10 p.m. last night.
I'm off season.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
Can we go back to where you seem that the thing that sacrificing you had to these wants of what you were talking about just for now, and it was like, what was your want? What was when you were putting yourself through that pain, when you make yourself get up early, when you were doing that? What was it that you wanted to do or feel or achieve or see? You know,
I was never very sporty growing up, and I come from a family of very sporty people, you know, boxers, footballers, jiu-jitsu and MMA.
that's very
there
UK
you
thing,
go.
isn't it?
Yes. And as soon as I started bodybuilding and seeing that I could do it and I was good at something, I wanted the drive to be the one to come home with the trophy.
Yeah,
I never did.
Awesome, totally.
And
have you seen that movie Eddie the Eagle?
What's that? Who's
Have you seen
that?
it? Oh, it's
I know
brilliant.
it is, but I have to know.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, the whole movie is about him doing just finding what his thing was, and he wasn't very good at certain things, and he eventually found the one thing he was very good at, and he did very well.
I've had this conversation before, and I think that's mine. Like,
Yeah.
when it started to all come together, and even what I've learned in the last couple of months, like since I've decided to go into figure rather than just bikini, my knowledge is always growing. And I think at the moment I'm still good at it.
Yeah, awesome.
I've not plateaued yet, and I'm really excited.
You're always developing.
You are
Yeah.
excited.
about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
brilliant.
excites you.
Yeah.
When you go back into that and you talk about exactly that, like you talk about there's not only the training aspect of it to have to get up, but also what we're talking about today is the work side of it as well.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you do to manage that?
As much as I try to differentiate work from training, it can't be done because, you know, I'm sat at work, I'm in a meeting, and my alarm goes off that I've got to take
Your meal,
I've got to have a meal.
Okay,
at a
so
certain
you set an
time.
alarm to make sure that you have your meals at the right
Yes.
time. Wow.
Because I want to make sure, you know, if my coach tells me ABC, when I'm supposed to take this, when I'm supposed to eat my food, take my supplements, there's a reason he told me to do it. At
Yeah,
those
yeah,
times, so I
totally.
have
Yeah,
to make sure I
100%.
do it if I want to do it properly.
Cool.
I think you do have quite a lot of sacrifices in friendships.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Social time,
People don't
yeah.
understand, you know,
Yeah.
if you don't come out. I don't get invited to anything anymore.
I mean,
Thank
don't worry
you.
about it.
Because my friends were so annoyed with me, keep saying no, I can't come out, or if I go out, I take my.
Because
food,
you're
my
so
Tupperware.
disciplined. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is that
so-
worth the sacrifice?
Yeah, because if they were true
I'd
friends,
say yeah.
then they would understand. But I've met people that are in the same industry as me now, and it's just different lives. It's moving
So you
on.
start-
I've still got my close friends.
Yeah.
They understand.
They
that I
support
can't-
you in the demand. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've also got my group of friends that are in the same boat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we want to go spend time together, we
It's not
generally
that.
go
Yeah.
and have a cheat meal together or something. So
Okay.
we're all doing the same.
Explain that to me, cheat meal, because obviously, no, I mean it's a different spectrum of the fitness industry, right? This is one of the issues that personal trainers, myself, and obviously other individuals that we're trying to educate people that don't have that discipline and ability to put themselves in that kind of training, right? And then we teach them like that's not what fitness is all about. It could be aesthetics is just the byproduct of what you habitually do. So the question there is now, what sort of how can I verbalize this? What sort of approach you do, or how do you deal with people that are confused, especially women that we shouldn't be lifting weights. I don't want to look like that. For a guy, it's a compliment that, hey, dude, you're getting buff, you know. For a woman,
that's a compliment
you know what I mean?
for us too.
So that's a compliment for you too.
It's funny because I never thought it would be, but when, someone will mention, I go, you're getting really big.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I don't mean it like that. And you're like, no, I know, thank
so
you.
we don't know, because we live in a perspective of another perspective, you know.
And I think touched on what I said earlier. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. I just don't understand why people are so threatened by anything that doesn't fit to what their confirmation of femininity or masculinity is.
It's a whole other conversation, that one.
I think
the biggest stigma and the feedback is about people will say that's not very feminine. So,
says who?
And everyone's got their own ideas at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But again, that's a topic we'll probably need a whole other episode for.
Can we go back to that? Just your planning. You had an alarm to make sure that you took the right things at the right time. Yeah. What kind of planning's involved when you're doing this? It must be like
my whole Saturday would be planned around planning the forward week. So Saturday I would cook for the whole week. So I'm meal prepping.
Yeah.
I'm meal prepping for days.
You cook all your own meals? You don't order anything like that? Cool.
That's why you stop hanging out with friends, because you spend you're cooking now, and you don't want to eat out. Yeah.
Also you have to, well, what I would do personally is set out my day's supplements. Like I've got to take vitamins at a certain time, and closer to shows you have I kind of plan when I need to have pre-workout, because I don't want to take too much of it. I have to plan when I take my pre-workout, and if I have caffeine, and because they're both stimulants.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that I don't take this within certain
hours
of something else. And so I would plan my week ahead of that as well. So I'd have my daily.
Do you plan your coffee? Do you have a daily coffee?
I'd end up having a coffee in the morning, and that's it.
Okay.
And then stimulants too.
You're a coffee lover, are you?
Yes.
Okay. And then when you're planning, what else is involved with planning? Like there's the cooking, the eating, the time schedule. I mean, do you plan like what you need to do to make sure you go to sleep on time, or you're just driven to sleep? Like I know I got to go to bed like 8 o'clock, so I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock. Or yeah.
Also, it's a case of if you feel tired, take that time to just have a nap.
Yeah.
And
I've
soon learned to sleep absolutely anywhere.
Did you?
Not
you adapt, yeah. We would hope so, right? Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's what were some of the major issues that you found? Like, you're still in it now. You said you call yourself an amateur, but I mean, you've done really well at this as well, right? So, what are some of the things that you would say when you're developing or moving forward and you're looking to do? What's some of the things that you would say you would need to do to improve and get better and develop further in your career?
There are some things that people might not normally think about, which are to make it. I was going to say make it big in bodybuilding. If you have something like a supplement sponsor, I can't dedicate myself to fitness fully because of my full-time job.
Totally, yeah.
So I see my friends are sponsored companies or food companies, and they get called in to do photo shoots, they get called here. I wouldn't be able to dedicate myself to that. So perhaps I might not make myself as well known in the industry as I'd like, because I can't get myself affiliated with these companies. There's always in the back of my mind, when I'm at work, I think about training, what I'm going to do that night.
Yeah.
When I'm training, I think about work.
think that would be the next step, because obviously with the demand of the sports and me understanding people that came from a corporate lifestyle, gradually deviated to full-time bodybuilding or figure, and obviously for them to supply the demands, they gotta have sponsorship coming from nutrition products. Yeah, is that a goal of yours, or is for you this is just like it's self-development?
You're on Fine for People now, by the way, famous worldwide.
But before you answer that,
if anyone would like to offer any sponsorship, I'm available.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
I think it's definitely something I've thought about. I really hope I work on watching this. But if I had to dedicate myself full time to fitness, and I thought I really could make it, that would be something I'd think about.
Did you plan? Could you plan it, or would you plan? Do you plan it? Like to go out and think you've got the work, you've got training. A lot of people don't work on their mental side of their mental toughness when they do their training, right? And that's probably where they fail most, because it gets too much for them. They stress out and they drop out of what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
The thing to be would be, if you're looking at it from an idealistic world, is to, I'm going to plan, if I'm going to get further, I need to plan things I need to do in my day-to-day life, whether it be write that email to a sponsor or reach out on Instagram's become a big thing these days, social media, right? So I need to take that photo, I need to do my YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the same thing today, that I love doing this anyway, but I've got to do this as part of my daily plan in order to achieve something that I want to achieve later on. Do you have the same kind of?
I do. I think more long term because it's baby steps.
Yeah.
I only started bodybuilding in April 2018, so it was
it's a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it was 6 months before my show that I started training.
Awesome.
So I'm very behind.
How 6 months? Did you say
6 months before my first show?
Only 6
6
months?
months for okay.
It was
You've only prepared 6 months.
Yeah.
That was the beginning. Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah, and so I'm very behind. I'm very infant in this industry. So I am taking the steps. I'm slowly trying to build up my Instagram first. I started my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Which
what is that, by the way? Raven.
It's exclusively
Raven.
Exclusively Raven. That's the one.
Yes, for Instagram and YouTube. But as we were discussing before we went on air, it's just finding the time to do the YouTube channel. It's
totally.
To do anything. There's so much content I want to talk about, but filming one takes so much time and
effort and
editing
energy
and trying to squeeze that around work, training, cooking,
100%.
and everything.
Yeah, it's a big thing. What's the 5-year goal for you now?
Good one.
Oh, I know.
Well, I'd love to.
What's the 5 month?
We're cooking.
5-year goal. I'd love to think that I would be an IFBB pro
Yep, awesome.
and potentially on the Olympia stage.
Wicked. Well, for me,
I always dream big. I always dream
Pro,
big because
yeah.
if I don't dream big,
Might
then
as
I
well.
don't feel like I've got anything to aspire to. So if I keep my brain that that's what my goal would be, I'll continue to work towards that. And if I can do that while still having a job, then
brilliant.
I think I'm Superwoman.
Totally. There's a mindset we talk about with a lot of people about the ones that are successful, the ones that excel in what they do. They make these sacrifices. They drop away the things that are not part of their direction where they want to go. Is that the mindset you've got at the moment?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
So
there are-
straight and linear.
Yes.
So with that though, obviously it's a judgmental industry, right?
Yes. Very
And I've asked you these behind cameras, and especially now, population is, I think, especially younger women suffering from body shaming, and they're confused with obviously the mass media consumerization mentality. So what's the harshest feedback you've ever received so far?
that I look like a man.
How'd you deal with that? What do you say to people that, because it doesn't matter what, I'm prepared for it. Did you anticipate that?
No, and I think...
Does that offend you? It's a lame question.
No,
Is it?
I think it's more... I feel sorry for ignorant people. Like...
We talked about this yesterday.
I like
totally.
that. That's a good...
It is purely about being ignorant.
I
And
like that.
I think if people
And
are insecure with
insecure.
themselves, they will pick anything about you that they think would upset you. So if people want to say things to me on social media, it means nothing to me. If it was a family member, that would obviously cut a lot more deeper, or a really close friend or something. But
you
at the
said
end
that
of the
your
day,
family is
everyone's
very
perception
supportive.
different.
Yeah, that's good. That's amazing.
It's
like
one of those
that.
things that we go with. We were talking about, had a few shows we talked about that same kind of thing, because the YouTube channels, Instagram, world loves to judge, world loves to have their thing. They love to bring people down, just make themselves feel better.
We stand on stage to be judged. So
Totally.
why can
Exactly.
you not take this? Because
Yeah.
you stand on stage to be judged. And I said, yes, I work hard all year in my off season, and I'm going to allow myself to be judged by the professionals.
Because you can take it, right?
Exactly.
It's basically like a soldier. Yeah, I'm going to die, but I'm going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you have the courage, obviously, to test how fortified you are in terms of emotionally and mentally. That's really impressive.
I think
Yeah,
if
I
anyone wanted to get into the industry and they're worried about perhaps receiving backlash, everyone's perception of
and then don't do
what
it.
is what's society has pushed people, including women, to look a certain way. that might change in 5 years, and muscular might be the new beautiful.
It does
or
feel like it's
whatever.
changing a little
Preacher
bit now.
girl,
don't you
yeah,
feel that?
yeah.
No, I think it's a very beautiful look.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So don't.
I think it's also, it doesn't really matter. Who gives what other people think?
Exactly.
Fuck, at the end of the day, it's their problem. It's not
You
yours.
do
And-
you.
yeah, totally. Like you just
Be
said.
bad off.
Yeah. I feel the same. I feel sorry for them. It's like,
Exactly.
it's your fault if you want to be or think it's you're someone else or do something else. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've only got a couple of minutes, or probably about 60 seconds left. What's the one key point you'd give to someone starting off now today?
Now you put me on the spot.
No,
Preacher girl.
Just do enough planning, time management. Just be proud of whatever you do, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Bang. Guys, this is how to deal with your business and how to train for figure competitions here in 2020. Thank you. Exclusive Raven, you can find her on YouTube and Instagram as well. Rachel, thank you very much
Thanks
for
for
joining
having
us
me.
today. It's been awesome. We'll have to bring you back on to carry on some more
Yes.
information. There's
Yes,
definitely some
yeah.
more stuff. Yes,
There's
more
gonna be
stuff
a part two.
Talk about exactly, 100%. Guys, remember that the Fine for People app is now out and available on Android, Apple's Play, and the website will be available next week. Yeah, so check that one out. All the events, courses, and professionals are available for you to find. But for more of these kind of talks, these chats, let us know what you want to hear, the topics you want to understand. Otherwise, every day 10:30, myself and Gilbert will be here to rock it out with you on the Fine for People show. Thank you again, Rachel, for joining us.
Thank you.
Peace.
Brian, take care. See you later.